So let's begin with the biggest. I think it's the biggest thing of the week. Kendrick Nunn signing Kendrick Nunn confirmed he's signing a 3-year extension with Panathinaikos and staying in Athens until 2028. No NBA outs in his agreement, and reportedly, according to SDNA, which are really close to Panathinaikos, he's going to earn 4.5 million euros per season, earning a total of 13.5 million euros, which makes them the highest paid EuroLeague player today.
And second highest all time?
Who was the highest paid?
I remember
Mirotic
getting 5 million. In 2019, that was his deal. We were talking about it quite a lot.
Yeah, you're right. If it was net,
that was net numbers.
Okay, he's close.
For me, the NBA out clause not being there is probably the biggest shocker and the biggest headline we should talk about in this whole news article. We should highlight that because unless another European team buys him out, which doesn't sound like a likely scenario or even possible scenario.
No buyouts.
No outs.
To nobody.
Committed.
NBA, Dubai, Europe, EuroLeague.
Wow.
NBA Europe.
CSKA is also not coming to Athens to buy Kendrick Nunn like they did with Ramūnas Šiškauskas back in the day. So no outs.
That's crazy. What do you
That's
think of
a
it?
huge W for Panathinaikos. It's actually insane that the money we're talking here in Europe. But random players in Europe get $1 million per year. So Kendrick Nunn earning 4.5 is a lot. But at the same time, this is the money we have to get used to now. Maybe not 4.5 million, but the prices are rising very fast. He's the most unstoppable player in the league when he gets into his zone. Combine that with Oaka, it's amazing. His size, his off-the-dribble shot making, just his scoring ability is nuts. And I think it's great, huge win for Panathinaikos. And with the salary cap incoming, it doesn't really matter because 2 of the biggest contracts is not going to be included. So whatever amount Nunn is making, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, is not going to count to that salary cap. So
I think
for the first couple of years, they're gonna change the taxation rules
later on.
Yeah.
But you said this is maybe a bit too much money. You didn't say it was too much, but you said that's a lot.
That's a lot.
But I think it's really, really what he actually deserves because he's scoring 20 points per game, 4 assists, and then he's doing that on 55% shooting this year. So that means he's not just dominating in terms of scoring, but he's doing it efficiently. And he's, in my eyes, one of, like we were talking about these past few weeks, probably one of the 2 top candidates to win the MVP trophy in his second season. Can you believe that? In his second season, this guy is going already all like. I don't know if anyone had any expectations like that. Nobody had expectations that he's gonna win the trophy on his first year, and now the expectations are that he's gonna not that he's just likely to win the MVP trophy, but imagine if he also wins the EuroLeague trophy on his second year. That would be, I don't know, a statement to be already considered with a little pencil written into the GOAT conversation in 2 years. Because have you ever seen anything like that happen before? And this is, to me, like the biggest, like you said, the biggest W for the Panathinaikos organization.
Yeah, I also have no issues with Kenan getting paid 4.5 million euros per year. That caliber player completely covers his value. I mean, he's the face of the team. Potentially, he's the face of the EuroLeague for the years to come. He brings mentality. He's fearless. He's super talented. Scorer that plays with the character and force. That's what brings fans to the gym. That's why Panathinaikos will increase their season tickets prices, and I mean they'll just cover that contract easily, I think. the merch, all this stuff you can do with Kendrick Nunn. I mean, it's and he's at his peak. That's what I like about this contract. When his new contract will kick in, he will turn 30. So when his contract in 2028 will expire, he will be only in EuroLeague standards 32 actually.
33.
Free to start the following season after 27-28. So by EuroLeague standards, that's a great deal. I don't see why Kendrick Nunn should stop playing the way he's playing. So it's a good deal. Panathinaikos is a team that, I mean, they don't count money. It feels like they have no limits. With Waka renovated, with the income that they have from ticketing, and with the future that stands for them, I mean, the money is not the issue, and I think that we will see those contracts increasing and increasing. We see headlines of Hapoel Tel Aviv owner saying that he will make Vasilij Micic the highest paid guy in the EuroLeague. So Vasilij Micic for 5 million euros or Kendrick Nunn for 4.5. I feel more comfortable with Nunn getting 4.5.
For sure.
Me too.
Sure. And I feel like it speaks also about the commitment that Pau is making with their long-term investments into the team, building on continuity. Not something that we're used to, but now it's apparent that it's not just a few players that we've seen who have extended their contracts, but now it's clear that they are building, and they're building with players that, for example, an NBA player who comes over from the NBA, usually in this age, like you were saying, probably in his prime, never really has an NBA out clause not there, because you always want to, especially as an American, you always want to come back to the highest level, right? But this contract, it must be like a lot of things adding up. The atmosphere, the organization itself, the trust in the management, probably the fact that you are in a winning team or in a team that's aspiring to win 5 EuroLeagues in a row, as Dimitris Giannakopoulos has said. And also, I feel like his role in the basketball team is also a major factor, because I think Kendrick Nunn right now could have a secondary point guard role in most NBA teams. In the form, in the shape he is right now, I think he'd be able to get a significant, 15, 20 minutes in the NBA. But I think this shows that he's rather going to be the top dog in the EuroLeague instead of going and chasing more minutes in the NBA. And for the league, it's just also a big W. Like you said, he's going to become one of the faces of the EuroLeague, if he hasn't already, to be honest.
And I think it's a great example for American players too. We've heard multiple times, Donatas probably hears it every week during the season. That's, if you mention to an NBA player an opportunity to come to Europe, they think they much rather fire their agent than actually go and try the European way. And seeing a guy succeeding like Kendrick Nunn, like this, winning a championship, being an MVP candidate, maybe winning the MVP this year, probably not, but, and just getting a contract that's worth like a 10 million deal in the NBA in Europe while you're playing and you're the main guy over here. So I think it might not, change a lot, but it's still a great example to give if you are an agent, or if you are just someone who want that American player, fringe NBA player, to try the European way.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a journey for Kendrick Nunn. I mean, he started his pro career in 2018-19. His first paycheck with the Miami Heat was $47,000 US, 27,000 before taxes.
He wasn't drafted?
He wasn't drafted. Mm-hmm. He was first to score 112 points and first 5 NBA games being undrafted. So, and 6 years from his debuts, I mean, we're talking about the highest paid player in Europe at the moment. His biggest paycheck in the NBA was $5.3 million with the Washington Wizards in 22-23, but that's gross. So net, it's like 2.6. Something like that. That was basically what he earned on his previous contract before the extension. So, well, well-deserved race for Kendrick
One
Nunn.
last thought for me about Kendrick Nunn. I think he only is going to get better now because now he has no distractions, nothing to prove anymore. He's already the best player in the league. Now he can just play basketball at the highest level that he can. He's going to keep getting experience in European basketball. He's already adapted far too well, but imagine with now more years ahead of him, now with a goal that's very clear that now I'm a EuroLeague player, I'm a EuroLeague superstar, and I'm going to win championships. I think now he's just going to become more and more dominant. I just hope so. So yeah, that's my last thought.
What worst that can happen to Kendrick Nunn? We're just praising this deal. We're praising Kendrick Nunn. He might be even better. What about the red flags? Are there any red flags? Are there any concerns? Are we overlooking something that might go wrong?
They had he had that injury to his knee in 2021 where he missed a lot of games when in Los Angeles. And you could see, like, just looking at videos of those games, you could see that he's not the same physically. Thank God he, survived that, got back into the shape, and now he's probably in the same shape that he was before when he entered the league. Maybe not at that level because he's just older, but and you're never again as if you were like when you were 22. But I think that is the worst case scenario. He gets injured and he has something like a nagging injury that he can't really get through. And when you are 30, 31, 32, if we're talking about his last season of that deal, that's the worst thing that can happen in my eyes. I don't know, guys, if you have anything else in mind. Maybe NBA Europe comes and EuroLeague and Panathinaikos stays in the EuroLeague. That's not the competition, with all those competitive teams. And all of a sudden, Panathinaikos are one of the only teams that are overpaying for players. But that's a super, super hypothetical scenario.
Yeah, I don't like to talk in these kind of injury hypotheticals because they're a bit, I don't want to even mention these possibilities for some reason. But if anything, I would think maybe like personalities would start clashing with head coach, for example. But it's already been almost 2 years. We haven't seen any big fallouts between those two big personalities, and I feel like, unless something else
or maybe
happens.
He just naturally stops trying to prove himself to the NBA. Maybe that was his motor, to be that good, to show to the NBA, to increase his stock, to make, let's say, his bid.
I don't think
as high as possible.
At that level, these athletes are gonna, let some steam off and stop trying or stop going for the best possible result, especially with the ambition that the owner sets on the team to win 5 straight EuroLeagues. That mentality in that team is like, we're the best and we're gonna sweep everyone out of our way. So
yeah.
I feel like, and they all share it. Like I see in Kendrick Nunn's eyes, usually, like, he's such a competitor. In his post-game interviews, he's just one of those true, like, old school competitors, ballers. Yeah.
He's like the king of Athens at the moment. But at the same time, this fan base won't let him to disrespect the agreement and commitment. And also, this credit that club gave him with this contract. By the way, the top 5 current contracts in the EuroLeague is Kendrick Nunn tops the list with 4.5, Sasha Vezenkov 3.7, Shane Larkin 3.6, Eddie Tavares 3 million, and Mike James 2.9, 3 million, something like that.
Okay.
And this when you see the list, KP with the current contract is 6th, Kostas Lukas 7th, Nikola Mirotic 8th, Mario Hezonja 9th, Darius Thompson 10th. Do you see the pattern? I mean, you have to be a really good scorer to get paid. You can be great defender, all-around guy, but man, they love scorers in the EuroLeague. And scorers get paid.
Tavares is there as well?
He's a single guy in this top 10 who provides more defensively. Of course, he's, let's say, the perfect all-around weapon that you can have, but still, he's only a single guy on the list.
How much is Nigel Hayes-Davis getting?
Around 2 million.
Okay. So I think he should get a higher salary, his next contract, whenever that is.